What is velocity and what is capacity when we are dealing with Agile? And how can you effectively differentiate between velocity and capacity during your Scrum Master interview or while you're working as an Agile coach or a Scrum Master? These are two words that I've seen a lot of people kind of really mix them up. Velocity, capacity in terms of sprint planning, and it's kind of really simple. And I just wanted to take out some time to differentiate between velocity and capacity in respect to sprint planning. Anyway, before we go ahead, if you're new here, welcome to the Scrum chat room with Dr. Francis Bunya. And if you are new here, click the subscribe button. We bring you really basics and information in a way that you can really understand without any difficulty. If you're a returning viewer, thank you for liking, sharing. And if you need coaching to really get into that role, Scrum Master role, like really fast, we provide coaching. And if you've been watching my videos, right, we try to break everything simple. Then the difference between the videos and the coaching is that we go practical. We run some of the events, you see them, you don't only see stuff like backlog refinement or sprint planning only when you get to work. You get to exercise, you get to see some of those practical, participate in them, take some of the role. That's the importance of coaching with us. Then if you want to be SAFe certified, SAFe Scrum Master certified, our next training is going to start on the 14th of March. So just simply to send a text through my number that you want to get enrolled, and definitely it's $1,000, but you send a text, you can get a discount. That's going to be a big plus for you. If you register early on time, we have opportunity for discount. Anyway, let's get into the learning for today. What's the difference between capacity and velocity when we're talking about sprint planning? All right, before we get into sprint planning, let's take it out of the Scrum environment. And I want us to look at a simple car. We drive a car every day, right? When I say a car can move 60 miles per hour, right? 60 miles per hour is the velocity, right? It's how fast the car can move. And when I say the car has a fuel tank with a capacity of, let's say, 15 gallons, right? And then with the 15 gallons, can cover, let's say, 240 miles. Now, if I want to say, okay, if I have a full capacity, how many hours would I be able to drive? Now, we already understand that now it can drive every 1 hour driving 60 miles, and my tank is full capacity. And then we have 240 hours. When my tank is in full capacity, it can drive 240 hours. So if I have 240, I basically divide it by 60. And what do I have? I have my velocity. So velocity is determined by the capacity. Capacity is like, what is the fuel? How much fuel do we need? Remember, if we have low fuel in the car, we cannot really cover so much distance. The same way, if our capacity is low, we are going to have low velocity. So one of the reasons we do capacity planning before the sprint is to see if we have enough capacity. What do I mean by enough capacity? Is there anyone taking vacation? That's going to affect capacity. Availability. Like when your fuel goes down, you cannot really go that far. Now, if the number of people that are available during a sprint, 2 weeks period to work, if you have many people taking vacation, then the capacity is small, which means the velocity is going to be small. So let's talk about capacity. Capacity planning simply means that if you have 5 developers and all of them are available for a 2-week sprint, then you have full capacity. Now, because you have full capacity, that is going to help you know your velocity for the sprint. And let's say in an average, we take, if you work in a safe environment, it's averagely for a 2-week sprint, we assign a developer about 6 story points. In a safe environment, average about 8 story points. But this can differ based on the team you're working on, right? Especially if your team is a performing team, then the velocity of your team will not go with the 8 story points and 6 story points, which are kind of the theoretical standard. The velocity of your team will go with the velocity report. The velocity report is generated automatically after a sprint, and it's a product of Jira, right? It's generated in Jira. Or if you use any other software, Azure DevOps, you can also be able to grab that velocity report from there. So we have 6 developers, and let's say we're in a safe environment, and each developer can complete 6 story points within 2 weeks. Then it's gonna be how many? 6 developers times 6. If everybody is working full capacity, so we have 36. So 36 story points, that's our velocity. In other words, velocity is how many story points can your team take? How many story points do your team normally complete during a sprint? Now, when we're planning, let's say that 6 developer, everybody is full capacity, nobody's taking a vacation, we have full capacity, 36 story point, that's our velocity. Let's say if one of the developers is taking 2 days off, how do you now calculate the velocity? For each day off that a developer is taking off, you subtract 1 story point. So if one developer is taking 2 days off, it's going to be 36 minus 2. Then the new velocity is 34. If another one is taking 2 days off, we subtract. So you realize that you averagely know we are 6 people in a team. Normally, we'll have 36. But 2 people are calling, some people are calling the days off. You simply just subtract the days off. But if your team you've been working with your team for a very long time, you're definitely going to use a kind of a different approach. But you work with the average velocity and see how you can plan around that area. All right. So, but at the end of a sprint, what happened? Your team planned to complete 36 story points, that was their initial velocity, and at the end they completed, let's say, 25. So the velocity at the end of the sprint is going to be 2 numbers. What you plan to, their initial plan velocity versus completed. So if you go to your velocity report, it's going to be more like 2 bars, right? You have 2 bars that show what you started with and what you actually ended with. Unfortunately, I cannot share my screen now, but that's the reason why you need to come to our mastermind. We kind of demonstrate all of this and you can see them more practically. All right. Now, if you have been asked in an interview, what's the difference between velocity and capacity, and how is that applicable during the sprint planning? This is going to be the response. All right, thank you for that question. My velocity will be determined by my capacity. What I mean is that when I look at number of people, my team members, look at who is taking vacation, who is not taking vacation. It helped me to understand if I have full capacity or if my capacity is not full capacity. Full capacity simply means that no one is taking a vacation. If I have 6 team members, full capacity, and averagely my team complete about 36 story points, now I know that, okay, we are going to plan about 36 story points. If I have a couple of people taking some vacations out, I simply for each vacation day, I subtract 1 story point, and that's going to affect my velocity. So at the end of the sprint, what I simply do is that based on the velocity we started with, which was like the number of story points my team committed to take, I can now look at how much did they actually complete, and then I'll be able to see what my team committed to and what they completed. And as a coach master, that's the data I use to be able to coach my team. But most often, I need to see that data, how it's moving over time, and it's going to give me a more bigger picture of what exactly we need to do. But then the immediate velocity report of a sprint is very important because it's a powerful tool we use in the retrospective just to have an overview of what was the team performance. Did they actually meet their tasks? If they did not meet their target, what was going on? Do we have the stakeholder actually come in and give them really some work, or what was happening at that point? So I guess we're clear about the difference between velocity and capacity. Don't mix them up. Right. Now, if I want to do like a plus, which is a bonus for you, there's this question that you probably will always get not always, sometimes, like, okay, how do you use the velocity report to evaluate the performance of your team, which is what I just answered, right? If you and one of the bonus questions that you will also ask, like, what is your best achievement in your team? One of the easiest way to answer this question is going to be, okay, when I got into my team, their velocity report was really fluctuating. Sometimes they will commit to 40 story point. They only complete 20. It was really constant. And when I came in, started building relationship, really coaching my team on the importance of committing and importance of estimating story the right way. I saw how this velocity actually really got stable when they commit to work, they finish at least 90%, which was really a big achievement for me because the performance of my team really went great. All right. This was just a simple video, but it ended up somewhere around 10 minutes. But that's the reason why we're here to learn, right? So thank you very much for watching. Do have a great weekend. And remember, if you need coaching, send me a text. Please don't call. It's very busy. Spend most of the day coaching and doing video like this, right? So just text. If you text, I'll find the next available window to really call you. Text or send me a WhatsApp call. And if you want to be part of our safe, even if you're a Scrum Master and you're not yet safe certified, I'm going to challenge you to be safe certified because it's a very big opportunity for you. You get to learn about program increment planning. You get to learn about how to collaborate in an enterprise environment. It's a whole big win. Don't forget to click the like button. Don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you in the next video.